Having the bar, oh, I mean academic time. Totino's Pizza Bagels.
Ahoy hoy gang, if this is your first time with us, welcome. If you're joining us from our previous video, hey, we'd love to see it, and I hope you're doing well. Man, we're coming hot off of a fantastic Baba episode, and we get another episode, no wait, no, hiatus, no nothing, you just get jumped right back into it. And there's so much to talk about, and I love it. I love that there's actually things that we can have a discourse about. It's so refreshing, because going through all those episodes of Family Guy, man, you need that palate cleanser. And so we've got to ask those three age-old questions. What worked? What failed? What Eufearia chasing will be curtailed? Get over your 15-minute meal sadness, because it's time to talk about Reaper Madness! Oh, okay. I know, even looking at the reviews of this episode, it is not a well-received episode. And I think they're wrong. Hear me out. The episode is just, man, it's just good stuff. It's just good daddage. Let's start with the B story, because that's a pretty quick one to be in and out on. The family is tired of having all of these weeknight meals that take way too long. So they see at the Learning Annex there's a class on how to make 15-minute dinners taught by Cricket Lamone, who would be played by Kimiko Glenn. Kimiko Glenn being the absolute musical powerhouse behind such great classics as Close Enough, canceled way before its time, and Centaur World. Definitely a kid's show. Show your kids. Deal with their nightmares. She's terrific. I honestly didn't even recognize her in the episode, but when we go to the Learning Annex, we see two very important things. A lot of people, myself included, have been very afraid, terrified even, frightened if you dare, that the new Neo-Fox era of American Dad would be lacking in two characters. I am pleased to announce, my fellow dadders, this episode features Tuttle and Dr. Calgary. We get a return of two of the greatest to ever do it. And I really gotta say, I appreciate that Jeff doesn't believe that these meals could be made in 15 minutes and it's all just sort of a scam. Like, the rest of the family gets so wrapped up in it, they're convinced that they're just following the recipe wrong. And it's calling for, like, fresh lamb and, soaking your beans for long enough. And it's terrific. It is so dumb in such a good way. Like, you have Roger reprising his Vincent Price persona to open his curiosity shop again. So they're calling back to the Witches of Langley while also giving us again Tuttle and Calgary. We are fusing the worlds of the Fox and TBS eras. We are merging them into one truly copacetic experience. Now, why am I talking at length about the B story like this, where I'm really just focusing on, hey, look, Tuttle and Calgary are here? Well, that's kind of the point. The B story doesn't really do anything, but it's also not the focus. It's the family spiraling over making quick dinner. That's it. And then everyone gets mad at Jeff for ordering a pizza. And it's fine. I love when the family do these dumb adventures because they're convinced the system should work. What's the A story, you ask? Danuta comes over. And so Danuta and Haley are burning breakup letters, and Klaus joins in with his brand new, chopstick walking canes, which are fantastic. I love how, throughout this entire episode, Klaus has straps that he wears on his shoulders to carry his bowl around with him. He's got these telescoping, chopstick walkers that help him move around. He is becoming much more realized as a maneuverable fish. And so Danuta is practicing to be a real good talker, much like myself. I one day hope to talk good, kind of. And she tells Haley and Klaus a horror story. The horror story scaring them so much they enter a state of euphoria, where a Grim Reaper comes out and just absolutely shreds on his guitar and sings at them. Now, when I first heard the Grim Reaper on the guitar, I was like, oh, obviously that's Paul Stanley from Kiss. That sounds like the Star Child himself. It would make sense. It absolutely works. That's Star Child. And I was locked in until the credits. I'm like, man, he's probably one of the better members of Kiss. Fight me in the comments. I dare you. I dare you. Look up Gene Simmons' son who copied Bleach. Just straight up rip panels. I dare you. But sure enough, I was a big dumb idiot who drank the big dumb idiot juice. It wasn't Paul Stanley. It was everyone's favorite Simpsons-inspired rocker, Patrick Stump. Yeah, that's right. Fall Out Boy is a Simpsons reference. Enjoy that. Enjoy that information. Yeah, no, instead of just being in Hell of a Boss Season 2, and to be fair, he has done other voice work. He has shown up in other things. It's just, wow. It's just him as the Grim Reaper, and it's terrific. Every time, it was so funny, because, like, my wife absolutely hated the Grim Reaper parts. They were not for her at all. I adored them. I thought they were fantastic, and I needed more of him. Of course he has a guitar he can only play with 4 arms. Of course he absolutely shreds with the skeleton babe dancing behind him. This is perfect. All of this is flawless. I do not see how this episode has the ratings it has, because I loved it. Comparing it to Chinatown has more emotional weight, sure, but I really like that this is a Haley and Klaus episode. It's a Haley and Klaus episode where they figure out how to get along with each other as friends and family. And I think that's a really important element. Like, neither of them is denying that they're family, that they have been through so much together that they tolerate each other, but they may not be friends. Even Klaus is like, yeah, I'm thirsting after Danuta. What are you going to do about it, bro? Like, he's calling out his bad behavior and then still being bad. Klaus understands he's the problem, and I love that. And again, it only works because D. Bradley Baker and Rachel McFarlane are as good as they are with Haley and Klaus. But I mean, man, there's so much muted tone to this episode. I will say the one downside to the episode is Paige. She's Roger's new employee at his curiosity store, and I don't know. She rubs me the wrong way. I know she fascinates Roger, but she does not fascinate me. I mean, Alyssa Limperis does a fantastic job with Paige. I'm not saying anything about the actor. It's just the Paige joke doesn't work for me, because I've had people that drink the iced coffee even when it's just cubes, and it frustrates me to my core. It awakens a beast. This episode is the perfect, like, you sit down, you turn on Adult Swim at 10:30 on some Thursday, you're chilling, and this plays, and you're like, man, American Dad kind of rules, though. I love this. Like, for lack of a better term, it's a perfect stoner episode of American Dad. It's a perfect element of just turn your brain off and enjoy. Enjoy these great visuals. Enjoy this wild ride. They're chasing after a curse that doesn't exist that teaches them a life lesson. Aww. Klaus is complimenting Haley when he thinks that she's been possessed by a demon. Not because he thinks that'll save him, but because he genuinely is saying it from the heart. And Haley understands that. There's so much emotional complexity to the characters of American Dad. They are never reduced down for the sake of a joke. And I appreciate that. Even the B story, where they're struggling with lasagna and beans that don't cook through. That's the kind of incompetency you expect from Smith House. The same people that couldn't open a coconut, It works. Every element of the episode, except for Paige, works. The fact that they bring back Roger's Vincent Price persona works. Of course he knows about the demon incident that happened at that well in Langley. Of course he's involved in their story while also not being a source of mystical elements. Ooh! Like, it's very normal. It's very on brand, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that this episode is it's a fantastic Halloween episode. It might actually be one of my favorite Halloween episodes American Dad's ever done, and it's not Halloween, coded. People aren't in costumes or anything. It's just got this very fall aesthetic. Horror stories are being told. It's very dark. It's got this, the leaves have fallen down. Do I think this would have worked better airing towards the end of the season when it's actually, fall outside? Probably. Yeah, why not? But I think, on a singleton watch through, it's fine. As part of a marathon, it's one of the better episodes of the season. It is such a wonderful, creative, I don't want to say breath of fresh air, but creative freedom. It shows that they are, again, they're not limiting themselves. We are going outside of the Smith House and the CIA. We're at the Learning Annex where we've been before, but we have Tuttle back. We have Calgary back. We have, I'm pretty sure Cricket Lamone has been in the show before. She feels familiar. And again, I didn't realize that was Kimiko Glenn. I thought that was Natasha Lyonne. Sure enough, I was just a big dumb idiot who drank the big dumb idiot juice. We've been over this. And I know everybody's in the comments right now going, Patrick Stump was in Has Been Hotel Season 2, not Hell of a Boss Season 2. To which I'll go, you're right. And I caught myself. So take that. And Patrick Stump is fantastic. He really reminded me of Sebastian Bach, the lead singer of Skid Row. For those of you, if you've ever seen that Robot Chicken episode where the wild man always says to wait, 30 minutes before going in the pool, yeah! It's that same kind of performance. And his Grim Reaper is just perfect. It's just so good and adds such a good, creepy element to the episode without them actually being, in danger, I need to know what the Grim Reaper's cooler hat is. Writers of American Dad, go ahead and just send this internet micro celebrity a picture of the Grim Reaper with a cooler hat than the hat he had on. I need that for me. It's good TV. We're just over here, the American Dad fans keep winning. Reaper Madness is a Eufearia stimulated 9 out of 10. And there we have it. That was my review of Reaper Madness. Yeah. Anything the guy was right on, wrong on? What was your favorite part of the episode? Least favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, consider liking, subscribing, hyping, and telling your friends we're out here. I don't really know how else to songify the rest of this outro, so I'm not going to. There we go. Just don't. How about that? Just don't. I absolutely love this episode. I enjoy a good Haley Klaus episode. Sometimes they're really, 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 really bad. Sometimes they're incredible. And anything with Danuta, hey, that's pretty cool. It checks all the boxes I needed it to. At this point, there's not really anything on my, wish list. There's nothing where I'm like, man, I really wish I had this. I really wish I got more Tuttle or Calgary. And nope, they've at least been in an episode with lines. We've gotten outside of the house. We've gotten outside of the CIA. I think every family member's gotten an episode at this point. Maybe we could do another Steve episode. Maybe a Jeff episode. Not that we need it. I'm pretty happy with this season. I'm pretty content. This has been a very solid run. Anyway, that's going to do it for us here at the Lecture Hall. If you want to support the channel, consider joining our membership or Patreon programs today. $2 a month gets you your name on this incredible list of champions that do amazing and cool things because they're just that awesome. Yeah! Like always, stay strong, keep fighting that good fight, and know that I'm proud of you. Even if you just woke up today, that is a victory. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay to struggle. We all do it. But a rising tide lifts all ships, and I can always feel that tide a-changing. Thank you all so much for watching. You know the channel would be nothing without you, and it means the world to me that you're here. Goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.